Okay, and this morning we are going to be planting, in our wildflower bed. I have an old raised bed down here at the allotment, and my mother-in-law has very kindly planted up or sown some wildflower seeds and raised them in pots. So this morning we are planting them. So I have my little helper,
Hello.
Ria, and she's planting them in the beds. There's a mixture of flowers here. Not exactly sure what we've got until they actually flower. Whether they'll last through the winter, we don't know. It's just an experiment really, to get things going, to see if it will actually give us a head start. I'm also going to plant some seeds, wildflower seeds, in another bed to see if that works too. So Ria, why are we planting the wildflowers?
Because to give the allotment some lovely, bright, wonderful colour flowers.
Okay, and what were those bright, colourful flowers? What will they attract to the allotment?
They will attract bees, wasps, and other types of creatures that loves to go on flowers, like butterflies and stuff.
Yeah, and they're good for the allotment because they help pollinate all the vegetable flowers, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get on with our planting, shall we? Alright, so we've now planted up the wildflowers. Sit down and have a break, enjoy a nice cup of coffee, and just enjoy the allotment for a moment. Both going to have a sit down. Oh, flask's fallen. Fine. And think about what we're going to do next. There's quite a bit there to do down here. It's the August Bank Holiday Monday, the last day of August 2020. So we're heading into autumn. It's not the nicest of days. It's not raining, but it is overcast. We've had some cooler weather, so I think we're going to really start now, just turning the allotment ready for the winter. A few things harvesting. Some sweet corn, some chard.
Some
Pumpkins which are ripening rapidly, the squashes, some courgettes. There's a few bits and pieces. Most of the courgettes have finished now, so we've only got the last few as a pepper. So we will finish our drink, and then we will crack on. Okay, so this area here is what we're going to clear for. We're going to make another wildflower bed. We've already planted some wildflower plants further down the allotment. So what I'm going to do here, there's a rough patch of ground which we just kept. So I've decided this season or next season I'm going to cut it all down. I'm going to weed kill it. I don't like using weed killer particularly, but I'm going to weed kill it so to get down to the bare earth, and then rake it, put some compost down, rake it again, and then we'll sow some wildflower seeds in the autumn. So we get on with some mowing, and then Ria is going to help us with the raking. Rake over, get rid of the thumbnail, and then we're going to cut down again to try and get down the grass down to a reasonable level.
Hello.
Okay, so we've cut down the grass on this rough patch here. Probably do another couple of cuts, get it right down before putting some weed killer down. So yeah, it's going to load up the grass into the wheelbarrow and onto the compost heap. Do you want to take it over to the heap? Lead it over to the compost.
Daddy, no, you forgot a piece. You forgot a piece, Daddy. And we're back again.
here we are at the leek bed. It's got a few thistles that keep coming up, so I'm just going to pull these out and give the leeks a chance. They seem to be doing okay. Haven't got a huge number in here, just a few just to keep us going. We did have some onions in here until last week when I pulled them out. Some spring onions which I'd let go over, they sort of bulbed up. So I pulled those up and they look quite nice. So I'll look at how best to preserve those. Yeah, leeks are looking quite good. There's no signs of, there's a couple of signs of rust on some of these leaves. We'll have to keep an eye on those. And Maria's weeding or hoeing where the dwarf beans were until last week. So you're doing a great job, aren't you, Ria?
Yep.
That's it. Perfect.